Hey, thank you so much for tuning in to Instrumental Intel. I'm your host, music producer Chick with Beats, and I'm glad that you're here with me. Today's episode has music industry news, beats by me for your inspiration, and later I'll be joined by my special guest, Joe the Rebel. And of course, we're going to talk about rebelling via rhymes and rhythm and so much more. So I'm excited to be bringing this episode to you. And before I go ahead and drop that first beat, I got to give a shout out to my home station, Grander Radio out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. And with that, let's go. I'm a Chick with Beats, multi-genre music producer and strategist to indie artists and labels. Visit achickwithbeats.com for resources for artists and instrumentals in various genres available for songs, vlogs, blogs, podcasts, themes, TV, film, commercials, and more. Once again, that's achickwithbeats.com. That's achickwithbeats.com. Let's make something happen. Hey, a Chick with Beats back with the Music Biz Brief. First up, Spotify removed 500,000 suspected fraudulent streams from Malcolm Todd's song Earrings, seemingly connected to Kalshi prediction market bets. Music predictions on Kalshi have already hit $400 million this year. Users can wager money on things like the most streamed song on Spotify in a specific month, potentially tempting them to try to tip the scales in their favor. The track stream spiked 70% in one day, pushing it to number 1 on the daily US chart for the first time. A Kalshi trader alerted Spotify to the activity, and after the questionable streams were removed, the song dropped back to number 4. Kalshi had already paid the bettors based on the erroneous stats before the fraud was confirmed. The artist and his team aren't suspected of being involved. Spotify intends to add more checks prior to publishing charts and has also requested the removal of its logo from the Kalshi and Polymarket websites, so it doesn't appear to be in partnership with either company. DistroKid, the independent music distributor of 30 to 40% of new music globally, is selling a majority stake to CVC Capital Partners. Managing roughly 209 billion euros in assets, CVC's entertainment investments include music festival operator Superstruck, theater production company Stage Entertainment, and Formula One. Insight Partners, the firm that recently acquired German distributor Zebralution, will retain its significant minority stake in DistroKid, and the deal is expected to close in Q3 of this year. Fan data platform OpenStage and music data company Viberate have launched Model Context Protocols, better known as MCP servers, to enable users to connect platform data to AI services such as Claude, ChatGPT, and Gemini. OpenStage says artists and their teams can ask questions like who the most engaged fans are who haven't bought anything and what they have in common, where the top fans are located and how to gain more, and request a time-based audience growth plan. Viberate statistics on over 100 million songs, 11 million artists, and 19 million playlists can be queried via AI to receive lineup suggestions, marketing strategies, and artist predictions. Jermaine Dupri is suing Sony Music Entertainment for $18 million in unpaid royalties dating back to May 1992, when his So So Def Entertainment signed with the company. The filing accuses Sony of underpaying royalties and retroactively changing statements, impacting multiple So So Def royalty accounts including Mariah Carey, Usher, Bone Crusher, Bow Wow, Da Brat, Escape, and more. So it'll be interesting to see how this turns out. Catalog valuation tool ValuePunks offers artists and labels a free report for one catalog, analyzing data across streaming, physical, sync, direct-to-consumer, and neighboring rights. Launched by Swiss tech company Tribe Music Group, the tool is a freemium service with paid tiers for labels and enterprises, designed to help those below the iconic level understand their valuations and maximize earnings potential. A U.S. federal judge ruled that a jury should decide if the dembow rhythm used in Reggaeton was created by Steely and Clevie in their 1989 Fish Market song. In a copyright lawsuit naming Bad Bunny, Pitbull, Drake, Justin Bieber, Daddy Yankee, and over 150 artists spanning roughly 2,000 songs, the judge felt both sides built directly conflicting cases, making a jury trial necessary unless a settlement is reached. So, this will be another interesting one to pay attention to. Indian ticketing platform Thumpin has launched in beta. It prompts users to rank multiple categories of interests, including sports, comedy, music genres, etc., so that its AI agent called Shadow learns your tastes over time. Instead of traditional search, fans can use natural language to ask Shadow to find ticketed events they may be interested in attending. The company is also building tools to provide event organizers with insight into audience preferences, event demand, genre trends, and consumer behavior, which will be bundled into its ticketing commission model. Irish ticketing company Tickets.e collapsed last month due to 2 key clients exiting and bad forecasting. It closed after a weekend when 3 festivals that used its service took place, and now all 3 events are collectively owed €600,000 and are calling for Irish politicians to tighten regulation of the ticketing sector. Live entertainment company DEAG bailed the platform out after it had COVID-related money troubles in 2022, which included a commitment to underwrite any shortfall in customers' funds that expired in October 2025. The loss of its 2 key clients, one being promoter Singular Artists, which happens to be majority owned by DEAG's KMJ, and the second being the Taste of Dublin Festival, added to its cash flow problems. Then, the company's incorrect assumption that 25% of ticket sales needed to be paid in the short term and 75% in the long term just amplified its cash flow complications. So hopefully those owed money can get taken care of when the whole liquidation process is taken care of. And finally, Primary Wave's $1.5 billion purchase of Kobalt is official. So it includes its global operations, copyrights catalog, and digital collection society, AMRA. Kobalt will continue functioning as a standalone company led by its current CEO and management team. Alright, and that's a wrap for this week's Music Biz Brief. I'm going to take a quick pause for the cause, and then I'll be back with my special guest, Joe the Rebel, right after this. Keep it locked. I'm a chick with beats, multi-genre music producer, and strategist to indie artists and labels. Visit achickwithbeats.com for resources for artists and instrumentals in various genres available for songs, vlogs, blogs, podcasts, themes, TV, film, commercials, and more. Once again, that's achickwithbeats.com. That's ACHICKWITBEATZ.com. Let's make something happen. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in to Instrumental Intel. I'm your host, music producer, Chick with Beats, and I'm excited to say that I have in the virtual building with me today, Joe the Rebel. First of all, I want to say thank you for taking time out of your schedule to come and chat. And if you could, let the people know a little bit about who you are and how you got started in music.
Oh, Joe the Rebel. The name derives from my foster mother. She used to call me Mojo when I was little. Mm-hmm. So I just took the Joe out of that. And the rebel part is like, I rebel anything that people think is trendy. Mm. Like everybody, what everybody follows, I don't follow.
Okay.
So that's just the whole course of my name and what I represent.
Right, that's what's up. So, yeah, how did you begin to get involved in music?
At a very early age. I started writing when I was 10. Mm. It was right after Biggie passed away. I just wanted to get into it because I liked him so much. He was so like phenomenal. Mm-hmm. And he was doing things at such a young age that I couldn't believe at the time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, maybe I should take a crack at this. So I just started writing. Man, really didn't get any traction till much later, but
yeah. Okay. I feel like that's true for, most people. Even some of the big names. Yes. A lot of times the overnight successes actually started a long time ago.
Yeah, I was terrible when I first started. I just kept at it and kept at it. It's like repetition.
Yeah.
Then I just got better as time went on.
Yeah, Personally, I kind of used to feel that way, but now I'm less embarrassed by what I used to call my struggle bars.
Yes.
They help me get to where, like you have to do that. That's the only way to get better is to just keep doing it and plugging away.
Yeah. Yes.
So, yeah.
Of course.
So Biggie was part of your inspiration. And
that's why I got into this.
Yeah. So I know this is probably a difficult question, but there's so much to like about Biggie. Yes. What is it exactly that kind of drew you in?
His flow, his wordplay, just his swag.
Yeah.
He knew exactly who he was. Like he ain't trying to pretend to be something he wasn't. Like
yeah.
Like when he said how black and ugly is up, I'm like, oh man, bro.
Yeah.
Like yeah, when I heard that, I'm like, yeah, I aspire to be like that.
Yeah, especially during a time of, I guess, like braggadocio.
Yes,
it's like you weren't really hearing a lot of people just come straight out. It made him feel more authentic to me. I think than some of the other stuff that was happening around that time.
Yeah. Yes, and Life After Death, one of my favorite albums ever. Like I have that in rotation constantly.
That's what's up. I think Kick in the Door might actually be my favorite Primo beat. Maybe. I'm kind of stuck on a few, but I think it might be. It's definitely top 5, but yeah.
Yeah, he has so many though.
Yeah.
Like I if I was to choose one, it would be Royce the 5'9". Boom.
Yeah.
That's my favorite Primo beat ever.
Yeah. But man, yeah, not to digress a little bit, but you mentioned life after death, and that was the first thing that popped up in my head. So,
Yes,
yeah, I mean, as an artist with an ear for good beats, how do you
yes.
choose what you use?
I have to feel. I have to feel it in my heart.
Mm,
You know, if I like, if it doesn't like, if it doesn't touch my emotions, like I can't rock with it. Even if it's like a dance track or something sad or a love song,
yeah,
whatever it is, it has to touch me emotionally
okay.
for me to even deal with it. For because the more I'm feeling the beat, the faster I write to it. I'm just like in tune with it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If it takes long for me to write, it usually because I'm not feeling the track.
Mm, okay. So, like in the situation of maybe like featuring, if that's the case, you know what I mean? Like it might be somebody else. They picked it and like, okay, I might not use this for myself. I can do it, but it's gonna take me a minute.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. So, can you walk us through like your typical creative process? Like when you're working on something, like what do you kind of do? I mean, once you have that beat that touches your heart, how do you get into it and just write?
Huh. I need complete silence first of all. I can't.
Mm,
I like to work alone. You know, people like to have people around them all the time, and
yeah.
I know I have to work by myself. That's the only way I have a clear head, and I could process my thoughts clearly to write it down on
Okay. So none
whatever
of
I'm
those.
writing on.
Yeah, none of those super loud, busy studio sessions where everybody in there just right.
No,
Okay.
no, I can't do that. Like I just turn the beat on. I just rock out. I just get in the zone. I just go wherever the beat takes me.
Okay, that makes sense. So, you had mentioned how, when you first started, you weren't, where you are now, of course, but what would you say was like that turning point for you to where you're like, okay, I know I need work, but then like once you realize, all right, now I actually got something here. Can you talk about what that moment was and how you knew that this is what you're supposed to be doing?
It wa- it wasn't until I was 16.
Okay.
Yes, it was a song I wrote, and I never wrote a song like this in my life. It was just like so lyrical, and so the wordplay was crazy. Like, mm.
Mm.
And the song was called "Young Sinister."
Young Sinister.
Yes,
Okay.
horrible name for a song, but yes.
Yeah, actually, it sounds quite enticing.
But when I wrote that song, I'm like, I'm out of here. I wrote the three verses, 16 bar verses. I'm like, whew.
Mm.
I'm like, I didn't even know I could write this. It just came to me.
Wow.
That's why I'm like, yeah, I got something here. I could do this.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense too. Because yeah, once you realize like, okay, my pen game is pretty strong here. Like that
Yes,
had to be a good feeling.
of course.
Yeah. So how did you follow up and continue to just grow after that? Because sometimes people hit that pinnacle right there and they just be like, oh yeah, I'm good, and don't even try to push any further. Like, how do you kind of keep that mentality going? And I know that you have, because
Of
of course I want you to talk about your new single that you got out. But yeah,
course.
how do you kind of keep that flowing?
See, after that, life just started to happen. I hit a slump for a real long time.
Mm,
Like, it's like it took me a while to get out of the slump.
gotcha.
I wasn't motivated. I wasn't writing any songs. I ain't even want to do music at a certain point.
Mm.
There's just so much stuff happening in my life. But eventually, once things started to get better, it's like, okay, motivation started to come back.
Mm. Right. So yeah, I guess once that happened, how were you able to kind of push past that? Like, because a lot of times when, like you said, life gets life in, and people do kind of slow down for a bit, but sometimes they just stay there. So, like,
Yes.
once you started feeling that pull back to it, like, did you fight a little bit, or did you just go ahead and roll with it?
I fought I fought as much as I could at the time, but it was too much at that point in time. Like once everything started to subside, that's when it's like, okay, I started to get right back into it.
Yeah.
Started writing again. Got into producing actually.
Okay. Yeah, so even with that being said, like, were you still producing during that time, or was like you kind of started getting your love for it back once you started producing?
Well, I didn't start producing until like 2018.
Okay.
Yeah, that's and my friend got me into the producer thing. He like taught me everything I know. Like I did like I had no idea. Like I dabbled in it before, but I was horrible. He taught me how to really like do things on I use an MPC.
Okay.
Yeah, we would just every week he gave me lessons like, yo, do this like this, like, yo, this goes here, like, oh, like this goes there. Like, I'm like, it's pretty easy.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people who feel that way, you're kind of intuitively, I guess, for lack of a better term, born to produce. Because I've talked to people who, probably weren't born to produce, and they do find it quite challenging. And, I've even tried to instruct some people before, and, depending on where they're at with it, it was either, like, okay, I get this, it clicks, or just no, I'm not hearing any of this. I don't know how to. So yeah, the fact
Right.
that you were willing to learn and dig deeper,
The
and
reason,
then
the reason, yeah, the reason why I learned is because I mean, when I have ideas, I don't want to call anybody. I want to like I just want to turn the machine on and put those ideas to work. Like I don't want to make a call like, yo, I need you to do this for me. Like, nah,
yeah,
like let me put this to work. That's the main reason. That's the main thing that motivated me to do it.
okay, yeah, that makes sense too. Like, yeah, I totally get that. Especially as a producer, when you're on the opposite side of that, sometimes you run into people who don't exactly know what it is that they're looking for. Like, do the thing like this and that. So yeah, like, yeah. Have you experienced that before?
Like me myself, like I don't know what
Yo,
I'm looking for if I work with people. Like,
yeah, like for the people who are trying to get or tell you what kind of production they want, but you
oh,
find out that maybe they're not asking, I guess, like the actual terms, the technical terms, but through their own understanding, and it's not quite the same. So, like, there was a meme going around a while ago. It's like, okay, I want the Michael Jackson Thriller beat, but some soothing Stevie Wonder keys. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, yes,
yeah,
yes, yes, yeah, yes.
we're looking at the request like, what? But yeah.
That's horrible. I mean, I've had a few people like that. that's the main reason I don't really like work with anybody. Anybody I came across, like, yo, you you make some drill, you got some drill beats. I'm like, nah, I'm like, I don't have that. I don't. Like, I'm not into that type of music.
Yeah.
Nothing against the people who do, but that's just not my taste.
Yeah. I feel like once you have your set preferences and you kind of know who you are, not even just as a producer, but as an artist, it's not that you can't do those things, but you know, yeah, I feel you'd be like, yeah, that's not me. That's not what you're looking for right now.
Yeah, it's not in my heart to do that kind of music.
Yeah.
Like I do what I do, and if you're gonna come to me for production, you're coming to me for a sound that only I can provide.
Right. Right. Like,
Which
yeah.
which is what it's like when you go to other particular producers. Like you go to Alchemist, you're looking for this type of sound.
Right.
You go to Timberland, you're looking for that type of sound.
You ain't asking Primo to make you a 10 beat. Like, why would you do that?
No, absolutely not. Yeah. If you go to Primo, I know what I'm getting.
Right. Yeah. That's something that I wish was a little more understood in the independent community.
Yes.
You know, it's like, yeah, I get that you like my style for a reason, not for me to, yeah. So,
of course,
totally feel you there. So, all right, let's talk a little bit about your new single. Can you, let us know the inspiration behind it, how it came together, and all that good stuff.
Yes, the new single is called "More Rebel Music." It's actually a sequel to a song I did in 2019 called "Rebel Music." But the song is featuring a friend of mine, D Meddy. He's on the song with me, and the track is produced by my other friend, the Black Cat. He's on Instagram, the Black Cat Tales, and my boy D Meddy Graham. That's who he is on Instagram.
Okay.
And the song is just straight bars. If you want bars, this is the song for you.
Yeah.
It's not to like typical commercial radio friendly songs. Like it's just straight bars all the way through.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, definitely that, and also, I mean, the delivery of the track as well. Like I like the flows and cadence, and yeah. So like, I guess how did you all put that together, like to make it flow so well?
Well, I called on my friend the Black Cat. I told him like, listen, we doing a sequel to the song that we did in 2019. Let me see. I want you to work your magic, see what you can cook up. Yeah, he got right to work. I mean, I think the next day he played the track for me. I'm like, yeah, that's the one right there. I started right into it right away.
That's a beautiful thing, especially to have collaborators that you know you can call on like that, and know that they can deliver what it is that you're looking for. So yeah, I mean, how did you build your network to where it was like that? Like, what do you kind of look for in collaborators before you begin to work together?
Well, first thing is availability, reliability, accountability. So 3 main things I look for in a collaborator, and he checks all boxes. Anybody I collaborate with checks all boxes.
That's very important. I love how you broke that down too, because Yeah, if any one of those things is missing, it can be a
Yes,
recipe for disaster.
of course.
How long did it take you to learn that?
Hey, time.
I mean, I'm not saying you got to call anybody out, but you know what I mean? Like, since you started putting out music, like, did it take a few misses before you're like, yeah, okay, I know exactly what I'm looking for now, and it can't be this?
We, I've had a lot of misses, like
Mm.
a lot, and what once I got rid of once I got rid of that bad energy, it's just everything just started to flow better.
Mm.
I mean, the first the first project I've ever put out is like it's a group album.
Okay.
It was me, my friend the Black Cat, and my other friend GA the Misfit, Grateful Anointed on Instagram. We were called the 86ers.
All right.
We were all born in 1986.
Yeah.
And we put out our first album. It's been a long time. That was back in 20 2019, 2018.
Okay.
So that's the first thing I've ever put out on like any platforms.
Wow.
And before that, I wasn't really putting anything out.
Okay.
Like I'm like too much of a perfectionist. It's to the point where I could put things out, but I'm always second guessing it.
Right. Wait. So,
This single here is something I didn't have to second guess. Like this was the one right here. Like yeah, put that out there. People
uh,
want to hear that.
that's a great feeling. So, okay, yeah, you talked about how you got the bars going. Like I said, you got the flows going, everything. Like it's a great vibe. One of my favorite things about it is that it doesn't sound like anything else, and I feel like that's not that common, these days. Although I'm seeing more and more um, unique independent artists kind of break through. But I mean, true to your name, being a rebel, doing something different that's real authentic hip hop. So yeah, kudos to you for that. What kind of headspace would you let people know? So somebody's listening right now and they're like, all right, I'm gonna go check out this song. Can you explain to them how they're going to feel while they're listening to it?
They just gonna feel like it's a bunch of displays of intelligence on this particular record.
Mm.
And punchlines, double entendres, metaphors you might not catch it until like later.
Mm.
Like you're not gonna catch everything on the first listen. Well, some people will, but this is the type of record you just it has everything,
Yeah, it's got the layers, so
and it
people can
doesn't.
return.
It's not. It doesn't get boring. Like we're actually saying stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and
And
that's
the funny thing about this, like I'm telling you this, like D Medi, the person on the song with me,
yeah,
he he wasn't supposed to rap where he started at.
really.
Yeah, he wasn't supposed to rap where he started at. But because it was supposed to be like a break in between verses. He
Uh
started right after me, but it blended in so well. I just said, forget it. Let's put it out.
Right.
And he just went. He went so crazy. I was like, What am I gonna do? Like, just put it out.
Yeah. Let's say art is knowing which mistakes to keep. So like even though that's not where it was intended, you're like, yeah, no, this feels right. I think having that kind of flexibility is, what makes it so great.
Yes, I felt the way about it at first, but I'm like, he killed it. Like, I what can I say?
Yeah. So that's cool. So yeah, for anybody listening, I think that this is a good note to kind of take and point out, because a lot of times, especially since you admitted to being a perfectionist, for artists out there that might struggle with that, what advice do you have for them to remain flexible like you did with that? So like, yeah, it wasn't the spot that you saw it going, initially, but you recognize what you had and let it breathe, let it be what it was supposed to be. What advice do you have to offer anybody that might be looking to kind of have that flexibility to let the art be as great as it wants to be, let it make itself, if you will?
Just follow your heart. If you find yourself just constantly second guessing your music, then most likely you need to put it out, because you got a gem on your ass.
Yeah, that's excellent advice. Yeah, I think that that's something that a lot of people kind of deal with to a certain extent, some maybe more than others, but the whole thing about being sensitive about our stuff, like it's a real thing. But
this music industry is it's cutthroat.
Yeah,
I'm saying, the thing is, I understand people are sensitive, but you can't be sensitive. Not in this game. You won't get very far. It'll tear you apart.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that's one of those things. I'm a firm believer that if you feel compelled to make music, it's because somebody else needs to hear it. It's not really about you. I mean, it kind of is, but it kind of isn't as well. So like you said, if you're feeling like that, go ahead and put it out. But I think that that's a really important thing that I think a lot more of us need to be open to. So yeah, like even if you're a perfectionist, even if you're sensitive about it, do it. It's bigger than just you. So yeah,
yes. Because the music you think like people won't like, they'll end up loving it.
Yeah.
That's what happened with a lot of big artists and big records. Right. People be in the studio and be like, I don't like this. People ain't gonna like this. They put it out, boom, blows up.
Yeah. That was actually one of the things. So, Red Bull had the Music Academy and would do the lectures and all that stuff. And yes. I remember watching Q-Tips, and he was talking about how, like, oh yeah, I always think about what I could have did better. And like, a lot of that early Tribe stuff, I'm like, what do you mean you could have done this better? Like, then I was like, wait, if he feels that way, maybe it's normal to feel this way. And then what I even just saw recently for Busta Rhymes, the producer said that he showed him the Give Me Some More beat back in 95, and Busta didn't like it until like the Timbaland bounce, got popular. And then he was like, oh yeah, let me get this beat now. So like we almost didn't have Give Me Some More because yes. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Yeah. So I mean, it's normal to second guess yourself, but goodness, what if he didn't come back with that? Like, yeah, I don't know. That thought just blows my mind. I'm sorry. And I only recently learned that, like, maybe 3 hours ago. And I'm like, what?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He turned it down.
That brings me back to Biggie. Like, those songs like Juicy, Big Papa, he didn't want to do those songs.
Yeah. Black.
Like he hated those songs.
Right. But it's bigger than him. Like the culture wanted it, you know? Yeah.
I mean, did he see the vision? Carried out the vision?
Right.
And we got classic records because of it.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. So, I mean, I can't believe how quickly this time went by, but I want to make sure that before we close this out, that you get the opportunity to, I mean, I know you shouted out some of your people earlier, but if you wanted to do that again, drop your information, where they can find your music and keep up with what you got going on and all that.
Yes. Joe the Rebel on Instagram, JOH_THA_REBEL. And ABBA LP coming real soon. Later this year.
Oh, so soon. All right.
Later this year. It's called Son of Barry.
Okay. All streaming platforms or
all.
Okay. If you could pick, do you have a preference that you want people to check you out at first? You know, some people are like, okay, I want to promote my Bandcamp or my YouTube. Is there a special one or just wherever they want to go?
Well, mainly YouTube because everybody has access to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's say Apple Music, everybody doesn't have an iPhone, so.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
But if you do have Apple Music, it's on Apple Music, Spotify, wherever you prefer to listen to music at.
Right. That's what's up. Okay, do you want to kind of leave any final thoughts with the audience for them to marinate on, or are there any more shout outs or anything like that?
Yes. If you aspire to do something, don't let nothing stop you. No matter what it is. Because you never know what you can achieve when you go for it.
Yes, indeed.
Just always keep fighting what you believe in. Even if others don't believe in you, it doesn't matter if they don't believe in you, as long as you believe in yourself.
Real. Some gems right there. Thank you.
Of course.
Once again, I want to thank you for taking the time to come on and share with us how you got into this and what you've got coming up, and also want to make sure that you know that the door is open for you to return, especially once that new album comes out. I'm not saying that you have to wait till then, but yeah, love to have you come back on and get an update.
Of course.
All right.
Anytime.
All right, and that's a wrap for this episode. Once again, I'd like to thank you for tuning in. I'd like to thank my special guest, Joe the Rebel, for coming through and sharing his story and experience. And I'd also like to thank my home station, Grander Radio, out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Make sure you come back next week. I got more goodness lined up for you. So, till next time, you know where to find me. Tune in, tell a friend, and I'll see you then. Peace.